Hey guys, Andrew McFarland from StartAJuiceBar.com here. Hope you're having an amazing day. And I wanted to talk about the differences between having glass bottles or plastic bottles or even plastic cups when it comes to running your juice business. Now, this is a question that I'm sure many of you have. Should I use glass bottles? Should I use plastic bottles? What's the difference? What's the cost difference, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to break down a few of these things and really dive into the distinctions that I've found, because I've experienced all of them in my personal business, and then hopefully this can help you make a decision. So first, in my journey, we started with plastic cups. We were making all the juices to order. We weren't cold pressing juice yet, so we would just use a centrifugal juicer, and the juices would get delivered in the cup, and that was that. My ambition was always to move towards more glass, and so then when we opened our first store, we had partial glass and we were using the cup still. So if people were purchasing things from the grab-and-go refrigerator, they were all glass bottles in there, and then if someone ordered a custom drink, custom smoothie, that would come in a cup. Eventually we transitioned to doing all glass, and that was, like I said, that was my intention and my ambition, and here are a few reasons why. First reason was because anytime you're drinking a beverage, if it comes in glass, you know that there is a higher level of intention in that product. Just consider the difference between drinking wine out of a plastic bottle or a glass bottle. It's quite clear. Now, the big question comes down to, can your customers afford it? Because if you're purchasing glass, glass is a bit more expensive. And we'll talk about the prices in a second, but right now I just want to talk about the perceptual value. I also found for us, when we were developing our brand, this was one of those things that really separated us, because I constantly heard customers say, "Oh wow, look at this bottle, it's so beautiful." And they wanted to be a part of that experience. They wanted to, almost as a testament of the level of commitment they had to their health, be able to flaunt around this glass bottle that they were drinking their juice out of. Now, in every area it's going to be different, because thankfully the customers that we had could afford to spend the extra $1 on the drink. Now, it didn't cost us $1 for the bottle, but that's what they paid for it. So that's the thing you have to look at. You have to look at your target market. You have to look at, if we do glass bottles, can our customers afford it? What's the price point going to be? And things of that nature. The next thing you have to just ask yourself the question is, on a personal level, as a human being and as a business owner, what are your values in regards to the effect that these things have on the environment? Because if your business is doing a good volume and you're using plastic, you're going to be going through a lot of plastic. And for me, as a human being, my personal preference is not to affect the environment in a negative way, or to do it as little as possible. And I knew that having glass was better. So that's it on that level. As far as actual price, the interesting thing that I found out about these glass bottles even versus plastic bottles was there wasn't a huge price distinction. So I found we were able to get our glass bottles for around 48 cents, including the lid, and I found most of the plastic bottles were about the same price. Now, when you're using glass, there's going to be more attention needs to be paid to how you handle that glass, because it's heavier and it's fragile, right? It's not like a plastic bottle that you can just drop on the ground and it's not going to break. And so, yeah, you're going to have some breakage costs, but it was almost negligible as far as we were concerned, because it rarely happened. So the next thing you want to look at when you're looking at plastic bottles is the quality of how that's going to affect the quality of the drink itself, because liquids are solvents. Water is a solvent. If you keep juice in a plastic bottle for a day, half a day, 2 days, 3 days, it's going to leach, right? So people are going to experience a little bit of that. I'm sure many of you, I would assume the majority of you have had water out of a plastic bottle, and you can taste plastic, right? If you drink water out of a glass bottle, you don't taste glass. You just taste water. So that's another thing that you have to consider in terms of the quality of the presentation and the experience that you want your customers to have. Now, getting to the economics of a plastic cup, generally I've been able to find plastic cups for around 20 cents per cup. So it's significantly cheaper. You can say 100% cheaper, generally, to more than 100%. But once again, you have to look at the quality, your presentation, how you want to distinguish your brand, and the importance and the value of how you're going to invest in the presentation of your quality for that matter. So I hope this video was helpful and informative, and maybe offering some elements that will assist you in making a decision in which direction you want to go. My preference and vote is that you use glass if your customer base will support it, but you have to make your own decision. So this is Andrew McFarland with StartAJuiceBar.com, wishing you guys much success. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment box below. All right, I'll see you soon.